Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the News 8 Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great day so far. Blake Harms, Storm Teammate Meteorologist, is on the Live Desk today. You know what that means. We're going to be talking about the weather. And unfortunately for me, and I know a couple of people out there in West Michigan, we are expecting quite a bit of snow over the next couple of hours, really through the end of Thursday. And of course, Storm Teammate is going to be all on top of it. If I'm going to offer up any information or really any helpful ideas to anyone watching, stay tuned to Storm Teammate. They're going to be handling everything that you're going to need to know. So head on over to woodtv.com. Check out the stories that they've already posted to kind of get you ready for what's to come. But also stay tuned for this live desk. We're going to be getting into a whole lot of sort of the forecasting, and we'll even have some time to maybe answer a few questions. So if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the Facebook comment section. We'll try to get to as many as possible. But Blake, thank you so much for being here. I know I really appreciate it. The viewers really appreciate it. Before we get into sort of what's coming up, I do want to start off talking a little bit about what we've seen so far. It's been kind of a crazy whirlwind to really end November and start December. It was really just a few weeks ago, I distinctly remember being outside in shorts.
Yeah.
And now we're dealing with really cold temperatures, high winds, snowfall in the very near future, snow already on the ground. I mean, what really do you make of what we've seen over the past couple of days?
Phil, the last week has felt like an eternity in some ways. We've been very busy. It's crazy how fast, once the machine turns on, how quickly things start to kind of compound. So we had obviously that first event that rolled through last Friday, Black Friday, really heavy snow, close to a foot of snow in some parts of the Grand Rapids area. And then we almost immediately pivoted to a lakeshore event, which just finally wound down yesterday, and that delivered over a foot of snow in places like South Haven up toward Port Sheldon Township. So just about all of West Michigan, unless you're well east of Grand Rapids, you've missed out on these last few events, but Grand Rapids and West have certainly seen their fair share of winter over the last 5 days or so. And like you mentioned, there is more on the way here over the next few days.
And I do want to get straight into that because I know a lot of people watching right now are interested into when is this really going to start? How long is it going to last? And really, how bad is it going to be? So Blake, I'm really just going to turn it over to you and let you kind of take it away from here.
Yeah, let's do it. So we start off with this map of alerts, all the counties in pink you see there. So most of our area is under a winter storm warning beginning at 5 o'clock tonight, continuing through 1 a.m. Friday. The counties in blue, such as Montcalm, Ionia, and Branch, and Eden as well, those are under a winter weather advisory, and that extends over to Lansing. But it's within this pink shaded area that we are expecting the worst impacts on and off over the next 36 hours or so. So we look at the future cast. Let's start off with that, where we're expecting a big push of snow to arrive somewhere around the evening commute, hoping it can hold off until the tail end, but there is some concern as you see some pretty dark shades of blue there. Notice the shades of green. It may try to mix in with rain at the onset, especially south of Grand Rapids, as temperatures are a bit on the warm side, relatively speaking, today. As we head through this evening, though, we expect that to begin to change over into more snow overnight tonight. And you'll notice here this is a very classic lake effect setup where we'll have winds out of the west-northwest, and especially near and south of Grand Rapids, we are expecting steady snow across most of Ottawa, Allegan, Van Buren, Kalamazoo, and likely into Barrie counties, as well as southwest side of Grand Rapids. And you'll notice that snow extends all the way up the lakeshore. As we head toward daybreak tomorrow, we may get a bit of a lull from, say, the 4 to 6 a.m. time frame. Now, the wind's still going to be cranking, and we'll get to that in a minute. But you'll notice that snow up to the north of Grand Rapids, and that's actually moving south. We're expecting what we call a short wave, so a disturbance that helps flare the lake effect snow back up. It looks like that could move in during the morning commute, which is not a good scenario. And you'll notice those very dark shades of blue showing the lakeshore could get another round of heavy snow into the morning hours tomorrow. That looks to continue into the afternoon, too. I think there's a real potential for a band to set up west of US 131, almost north to south, and drop very heavy snowfall amounts during the day tomorrow. You'll notice east of Grand Rapids, places like Ionia, Greenville, up toward Howard City, may even get some peaks of sunshine, but it's right along the lakeshore where we are expecting the worst weather conditions to persist through the afternoon tomorrow. So look at our snowfall forecast. Because of the strong winds, we actually moved the heaviest snow amounts inland a touch. Now, there is still a chance places like South Haven and Holland get clobbered, but with strong winds, we tend to see the heaviest axis of snow shift inland just a bit. And we've seen that even on Friday. So we have the 5 to 8 inch snowfall forecast between Holland and Grand Rapids. It does include Kalamazoo, places like Allegan, Paw Paw, the eastern half of Muskegon County, most in Owego County, expecting somewhere between 5 to 8 inches. And again, the high winds are expected to blow a lot of that snow inland through the day Thursday. And you can see it here. We're looking at wind gusts potentially in the neighborhood of 35 to as high as 50 miles per hour with those strongest wind gusts expected right along the lakeshore. So any areas that are under a snow band are likely to see near whiteout conditions, if not whiteout conditions. And that obviously is going to make for some pretty dangerous travel. Not only travel, but also wind chills are going to be down in the single digits. That's the bottom number you see there, hour by hour. We're looking at wind chills near 0 degrees into tomorrow morning with actual air temperatures down near 20. So when you combine all those factors together, this isn't anything we haven't seen before, but between the cold wind chills, the very strong winds, the low visibility, and the heavy snow, it's no doubt going to be a pretty high-impact weather event for us. Again, beginning tonight and continuing through late Thursday, we should start to see some improvement into early Friday.
I was going to ask because, even just living here the past couple of years, we expect the snow, we expect the cold temperatures, even the wind a little bit. But this one, I feel like combining all three of them does pose sort of a greater impact, especially that we're in the middle of the week. There's going to be lots of people traveling on the roads. I mean, that's kind of what you guys are really focusing in on, correct? Is just really how all three of these are coming together and could cause a whole great deal of trouble for some people.
Yeah, without the wind, I don't think this would be as high impact of an event, but it's the fact that we do have winds up to 40 miles per hour. I mean, even just driving around last night and this morning, you can see the little base of snow that we got yesterday blowing around already. And once you add several inches onto that, in fact, up to 5 to 8 inches in some spots, and you have winds gusting up to 40 to 50 miles per hour along the lakeshore, I mean, that's just a recipe for whiteout conditions. And of course, that does make us nervous about some of that interstate travel. We saw it on Monday, even with the lack of wind, those crashes on I-94 between Hartford and Watervliet. So there's no doubt that's a concern for us, and it's a good day to probably just stay in if you have the opportunity, again, especially if you're near and west of Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo tomorrow.
Absolutely. And Blake, I know a lot of people are watching right now and are maybe going to be wondering sort of later today about school closings. We're making a really big point to kind of talk about how difficult it might be to travel. So school closings is really the next big thing with it falling on a Thursday. Any school closing predictions that are going to be coming up later tonight you want to push people to sort of tease it a little bit? Yeah,
coming at 5 o'clock on woodtv.com. Still have to figure out some of the specifics, but at this point I would say most of the lakeshore area is likely to have a day off tomorrow, again, only because of the blowing snow. And a fair amount of the snow is expected to fall overnight tonight, even without them seeing the full 5 to 8 inches by tomorrow morning. The wind is going to be enough to blow a lot of that snow around, and then again, the snow is expected to continue to fall through the day. Evening commute tomorrow will likely be heavily impacted along the lakeshore as well. So for those reasons, I would anticipate we'll have a pretty long list of school closings, and we already have a lot of church cancellations coming in to our system as well. So I think it's a pretty safe bet. And I also think there's a non-zero chance that as the snow begins to pick up tonight, we could see some of those closings begin to come in before tomorrow morning.
And remember, everybody, if you head on over to woodtv.com, we're going to have the closings and everything you need to know over there. So you can always kind of just stay on top of everything as again, this is going to be sort of a moving thing over the next couple of hours. We're going to be sort of updating our website with all the latest information. And Blake, I know we have a lot of people watching the stream right now, a lot of new people, I'm assuming. So for people that maybe missed the beginning of our talk, it's going to be kind of hard because, again, it's moving and there's a lot to sort of know. But is there any 2 or 3 things that you would really want to emphasize to everybody as we move forward through the rest of the storm?
Yeah, I'll just break it down to a few key takeaways. Number one, we are expecting the tail end of the evening commute tonight, the Thursday morning commute, and the Thursday evening commute to be impacted by lake effect snow, especially near and west of US 131, that will be very heavy at times. And as many of you know, with lake effect, you can go from clear visibility to a whiteout in just seconds. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you're traveling the freeways tomorrow, really at any point tomorrow. 5 to 8 inches, most likely near and west of Grand Rapids toward the lakeshore, and then south down to Kalamazoo. And winds will be gusting as high as 40 to 50 miles per hour. So any areas that are under heavy snow will almost certainly be experiencing near whiteout or complete whiteout conditions, along with wind chills in the single digits to near 0. So all that combined, it's going to be a very nasty day tomorrow, especially for some of those areas that typically see the lake effect snow.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Blake, again, thanks for stopping by. I do want to remind everybody watching that if you want to stay on top of the snow that we're expecting to get over the next 24 hours or so, you can definitely find all the information to help you prepare and also just stay up to date as it's happening over on our website, woodtv.com. Can't encourage you to check it out enough. Blake, one last time, thank you so much for stopping by. We really do appreciate it. We know you and the rest of Storm Team 8 are going to be busy, so good luck out there tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Phil.
Of course. And I want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the News